Hyper with the weekend video, and it's Saturday the 22nd of April. Starting with Bitcoin, I've been trying to count this as a 1, 2, and this is all part of the third wave. It's not really working out with this decline now, it's gone a bit further. So I think really the count needs revising, and I think the best count is that this is actually a third wave to there. Then I can go a rather sideways fourth wave, maybe to there, or actually to there, probably there actually. And this is actually a 5 to here. Let me get rid of this other count here, which is no longer relevant. So that brings a 5 up to there. Let's get rid of this thing. I'll do it in a minute. So it's a 1. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's very small. 1, 2, 3. Quite a big 4 here. Then a 5. A quite small ABC for 4. And then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that counts reasonably well, and it explains why this is actually bigger than you'd expect given the previous count. Let me just adjust this chart slightly. We've got the 5 waves up there, just explained. The fibs have changed, so these fibs are now on the whole rally. So currently we've got a decline down to about 35% odd, down to the wave 4 low in fact. We've got an A, B, C. Given the scale of this move, I would think that this is probably an A wave with a B and a C probably due. So 50% or 61.8% level. So I think Bitcoin's on the way down at the moment, and that we'll see a subsequent rally once that's out of the way. Let's go on to Ethereum. Right, it's hard to adjust the count on Ethereum in the same way, so I can leave it as it is for the time being. So the 1 to there, 2. 1, 2. I mean, this 3 doesn't really work anymore because this has gone as a fourth wave. It's gone too far down. It could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, I suppose. But I'd rather leave this as it becomes a bit clearer. I mean, the Bitcoin count says it's going to keep on falling a bit, so that's certainly one possibility on Ethereum as well. It's just hard to find a wave count that actually allows that. Well, I mean, obviously wave counts do have restrictions, as it were, but I can't see an alternative count which actually would accept this fall. But we may well see that fall. So, but I'd rather leave deciding what the count is until I actually see it, because it's hard to figure out what it might be at the moment. I mean, that could be a fifth wave. It could be a 1, 2, 3, 4 with this rather enormous fifth wave. That's one possibility. But there's also the fact that this wave here is I mean, almost kisses this low here, which is not normal for the wave 4 and the wave 1. So that's why I'm not too keen on actually changing the count at the moment. It just doesn't really make a huge amount of sense. And in fact, maybe this is all the 1 wave, and this is the 2 wave coming in. But again, it's hard to count this as a complete 5 itself. It looks more like just 3 waves. So as I say, I'll leave that for the time being, but I think that the possibility of a larger fall here is on the cards. And there's no real sign of a bounce, a slight blip up, but no more at the moment. Right, gold has fallen back a bit, but it's rather due to, given the fact we've got 5 waves up now, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So, I mean, this blip up was not expected, as it were, but that may be the 5th wave there. I'll just change that really. I mean, it's not an easy count, but I guess it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have got various waves here we can play with, as it were. There's also, it could be a 2 wave coming in. I mean, given this quite a substantial move, it could be a fairly big correction. Let's just put the fibs on here. So the obvious support pressure is around the 50% level at around 1830 odd. That's 61.8% is around here. Sorry, 38.2% is around here. 1884 thereabouts. But that kind of move, I think, is likely at this point. And we've seen a pretty substantial move up, so correct at this point. I mean, there is the alternative count. This actually is a 1, 2, 1, 2, and there's actually a third wave thrust. So this could be 1 of 3, in which case we're going to see a much smaller decline, maybe down to about here. So be aware of that possibility also on gold. Having said that, there's a lot of positive comments on gold, so it may be overbought now. I mean, everybody's been saying buy gold, including myself, I guess. So maybe it's a bit overbought. So maybe we will need a bigger shake-up, perhaps. count on silver, which has actually seen quite a nice spike here. So we had a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's still potential upside on silver, I think. Quite unusual for gold and silver to behave differently, but not impossible. But again, I'd be a bit aware of that. I mean, if gold's going to go down, then silver might well do so as well. So that's I guess people tend to go for gold first, so maybe silver has got something left in it. I guess that's not a possibility, but I'd be a little bit cautious on silver at the moment. No change on FTSE. We've got 5 waves down here, which is obviously a sell signal. This looks very impulsive, so there's a question of that. And right now, nothing's changed really. We're sort of waiting for confirmation the peak is in, or making it higher. So yes, we're going to see new highs, and this actually is an impulsive rally. But it looks like it should be a correction, but it looks pretty impulsive. So a bit of dichotomy there, which we've discussed before. There goes the DAX, and now we're setting for new highs. So no confirmation. It may not be the peak. It looks easy to go a bit higher at this point. There's a possible 5 waves down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this has gone straight up, so it doesn't look very corrective at this point. That's just some new highs are probably more likely on the DAX. Now, I still think it's very correct looking move at the moment. So I think we've got a 3rd wave peak, A, B, C. It suggests we're going to have another leg up, but I would say at the moment. There's no real confirmation of a peak at this point. On the Dow. Nasdaq, no real change. We had this possible head and shoulders pattern here, with these two eyes to depict it, which were in the middle there, I think. I think it shifted for some reason. Maybe the charts just shifted. That should be right in there, I think. But this still looks correct. We're not seeing the impulsive decline. We need to confirm that pattern. We've got the ABC here, so I would think we're still going to go high here as well at the moment, unless something changes. But so right now, there's no sign of impulsive decline coming in. That's all for today. If you found that interesting and useful, back to the report on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.